This video is the limit of a function part 7. Now we're going to be working with this function right here. As you notice, it has many asymptotes. One's here, well, there's one here at 1 where neither of these two, as the function doesn't touch 1. Or at -1, and then over here at 2, and then again at 4. So let's go ahead and start to jump into this to solve this problem. So first part, let's solve A. The limit of f of x as x approaches -1 from the left. So here's f of x, and it's approaching -1 from the left. So it's coming this way, and it never quite reaches 1. But where is it going to? Since this is going to negative infinity. So the answer to this is negative infinity. Oh, and by the way, I recommend, here, let me show you some of these problems that you're going to work out. These are the first 6. I recommend you go back and you try to solve these problems. Well, you pause it right now and you try to go solve them. So we're going to do those and then these. So get a good look at them. And now just try to figure them out. Pause the video here and then and try to work them out. Okay, I'll assume that you already went ahead and paused it, so now I'm going to continue solving these. So now let's go on to the limit of f of x. Right here, let's do B. The limit of f of x as x approaches -1 from the right. So here is f of x, and we're coming this way, so it's coming down here. And it's approaching 1 again, and as it approaches 1, it's going again down to negative infinity. So this one is also negative infinity. Now let's go on to C. Now, let's see, this is the limit of f of x as x approaches -1. So now we're just taking it as it's approaching -1. Now, since this equation is going to -1, or I mean, since this one is coming down here towards a negative infinity, and since this one is also going towards negative infinity, this actually turns out to be negative infinity as well. And that's only because both sides of the function are going to the same point. This is going down there, and this is going down there at the same rate, so that's why. Now, what about this one? The limit of f of x as x approaches 2 from the left. So here's f of x, and we're approaching 2, and as we're approaching 2, this one's going up, 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 up towards positive infinity. So that's just infinity. So now let's do E. And here's E, the limit of f of x is x approaches 2 from the right. So let's see, we're approaching 2 from the right, so we're coming this way. And as we're approaching 2, this equation keeps going up all the way to infinity. So that one is also infinity. Now what about the limit of f of x as x approaches 2? So on the left side of the equation, it's approaching infinity. And on the right side, it's approaching infinity. So this one also turns out to be infinity. Now let's go on to G. G says the limit of f of x as x approaches 4 from the left. So let's see, here we are. Here's f of x. And as we're going towards, as it's going towards 4, it's actually approaching negative infinity. So that's the answer to that. Is negative infinity. Now, what's the limit of f of x as x approaches 4? Well, on the left side, from the left, it's actually approaching negative infinity, and from the right, it's actually approaching positive infinity. And since since the equation, or since this one's pointing towards positive infinity, and this one's approaching negative infinity, this is actually undefined because it has to approach the same point. So this is undefined. Now let's, what are the equations for the vertical asymptotes? So let's see. Here's one at -1. Here's one at 2. And here's another one at 4. So the equations for the vertical asymptotes is x equals -1, x equals 2, and x equals 4. Okay, so that's how you do these problems. I hope these made sense. I'm hoping that they're well, I hope now that they should make sense. If you've gone through the first 7 through the first 7 videos, I'm pretty sure these questions should have made sense to you. If you haven't gone through them, I recommend you go back through them, and they'll give you a good overview of how to solve for these. So I really hope you enjoyed the video and that it helped you out. So good luck in your classes.